Hey guys, back again. We have a Ghost S high definition action camera, but it's by a company called Drift, and they're at driftinnovation.com. And if I had to give anything that I'd ever bought a 10 out of 10 for packaging, then this would be the product. I can't believe how good the packaging is on this camera. It's a very nice quality cardboard box, and I know this isn't really relevant, but it is very, very nicely done, and it's definitely worth mentioning. So very nice cardboard, and when you take it out, you have a very nicely designed plastic case. I have already taken this apart, and obviously when I took the tape off, it's removed some of the sort of a rubberized paint finish to it. And then to open it, you've got to squeeze the sides and lift that piece off. Again, just lovely design. I really like this. You can take this off. Actually, I'm trying to get this on camera. There we go. And then you have a remote control, which does come with a strap, so you could actually wear it over your sleeve, and this allows you to turn on the camera and stop and start recording. Don't think we're going to do that. I probably will just set one of the cameras, because I've got two. One's going to be helmet mounted and the other one will be on the back of the bike facing rearwards. You can link them, so if you turn one on to record, they both start recording, and I think that's probably the way I'll go. I'll probably set up the rear view camera because you can actually see the controls, so just turn it on and get on the bike, and by the time you've got on, hopefully they'll both be recording. And then this bit, so whoops, lifts off. Do away with that for the moment, and then you have everything else that's required. Again, they've really thought about this. I'm going to just unscrew this from its plastic holder. Very nice rubberized finish again to it. Something that's really very clever on this is, if you happen to have the camera mounted at a slight angle, it's not an issue. You can correct it by turning the lens. And how clever is that? So if you've got it on a helmet and it's a slightly funny angle, you just turn the lens and square up the picture. Absolutely excellent. It just feels like very nice quality equipment. In the back you have two covers. You have this cover here, which allows you to connect USB and a microphone. Now I'm going to try using the camera with the microphone in the helmet, and just giving a commentary on things as we ride along. So I've bought the additional Drift microphone to go with that. But this obviously is not waterproof because you've got things plugged in the back. But they also do or supply a waterproof housing end for it, which I think is excellent. So you can be fully waterproof if required. Now we have two helmets, or wherever you want, mounts. One is slightly curved. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see that. Hopefully you can see the curve on that. And then this one is flat. So I'm hoping that I can use the flat one facing rearwards on the, I'm hoping to use the Diavo's pillion seat cover. It's got a plastic cover over it, and so this will be attached to the camera. There's a screw in the middle that will just need tightening up. I'm just going to do it quickly to give you an idea. So that would fit on like that, and then whoops, sorry, just kick the camera, and then it will slide into place like that. and then to release you just squeeze and pull like so. Yeah, so on the back that will be on the pillion cover, and you'll just click the camera into place like that. Obviously the lens is probably completely the wrong way around, so you just spin that around, and there is a mark just at the top there, I think, which is going to show you which way is up. And yeah, and that's it. I'm hoping this will stick firmly. I would hate to have this fly off the bike. Again, I think these were 250, I think, something like that. Again, well worth it. You only need to be involved in one incident, and with no camera footage it can go against you very, very quickly. And if you go onto YouTube and look at all the dash cam footage, you can see exactly the sort of accidents that are possible. In fact, I watch them all the time just to understand how things can go wrong, how quickly they can go wrong, and how bikers are generally going to end up a lot worse off than anyone in a nice metal cage. So then the curved one I'm hoping will go onto the helmet, and still haven't decided which side of the helmet to fit it on, left or right. Obviously these are wide angle lenses, but if the helmet's coming around here, then you're going to be restricting the view or that the camera could have. Trying to think what's best, whether it's better to see more from the left on the camera or more from the right. So if anyone's got any thoughts on that one, actually, it seems to be more sensible to mount it on the left, because the controls would be underneath then, and in theory with your left hand, and, you know, the clutch hand, which is not going to be doing very much, you might be able to operate the buttons. If it's on the right side, it's going to be up the other way, possibly harder to operate, although having said that, with a gloved hand you can put your thumb under it and use your forefinger there, where if it's that side, yeah, might be trickier. So yeah, any thoughts on which side of the helmet that should go on? I'd be very interested to hear from anybody. Now, the battery life on these is excellent. They have, in fact, this is one of the trickiest things I found. It's very hard to get this battery cover open, especially on one of these cameras. It's virtually impossible. There is a little slider, hopefully you can just see it. Oops, other side. No, there where my finger is, just in here. It's very hard to actually operate. Now it's done it instantly this time, but look at the size of that lithium-ion rechargeable battery. So you're talking, you know, 2.5 hours battery life quite easily, apparently, and possibly up to 3. Now the card also goes in the slot in here. It's a push and click, and I eventually managed to purchase the right card, which must be an SDHC. You can get SD HX, but it's the HC version. It must be a class 10 and no larger than 64 gig. I bought the 32 gig version, and but that was after making 2 mistakes. The first card was the HX, or whatever it is, SX, not an HC, and that didn't work. When you turn it on, you'll find that it just comes up with Wi-Fi initializing, and it won't do anything else. I then bought the correct card, but in the larger format, so everything went back to Amazon, and then I got the correct size. If you've got the card correct, then you're not going to have any operational issues. One time I managed to get the incorrect cards working, but it looked like it was correct, but it wouldn't record. It would just sit there. So yeah, quick look at that, and any ideas on the side to fit, let me know. Catch you later.